Hello, I am Test Drive and welcome to episode 35 of Forza Motorsport 2. In this episode, we're going to be starting off by buying a car yet again because I have money burning a hole in my pocket. So we are going to be buying a Mercedes for the first time. And that's going to be the 2004 Mercedes C32 AMG because actually these are the exact same class, like the exact same PI even. That's hilarious. But we are going to be doing this. This is an interesting car because it's a supercharged V6. It's actually the same supercharged V6 they used in the Crossfire SRT6 and the SLK 32 AMG, or SLK 30, I think that's right. I don't know. I know I was using the SRT6 Chrysler, so we're gonna buy this for a discounted price of 26,575 credits, and we're going to be doing a regional championship, the C-Class Deutsch championship. So basically all you have to have is a car from Germany, and it must be C-Class. Simple enough. And actually the best cars I'm racing against are one of these and the other Mercedes. So it works out pretty well for me. I didn't even look at that before, but it doesn't matter. So you have Silverstone Medium, as I called it before, since the Peninsula Infield, the long one, and the Mugello short track. So, let's get started with whatever this is. Whatever. Oof. Just looked at Twitter and saw a picture of Neil deGrasse Tyson debunking Elon Musk's thingy, the new Tesla weird truck thing, towing the F-150. The video that got really popular on Twitter because the F-150 is very obviously not in four-wheel drive. He was just debunking the fact that all that matters is weight and traction. So, like, you know, you put an F-150 on shitty tires versus whatever the hell the Tesla thing is with probably good tires, and also being heavier in a tow, like a tug of war. And yeah, the Tesla's probably going to win because it's probably going to have just enough power and like to actually make some use of its traction and its weight, and it's going to out-tow the two-wheel drive F-150. Huh. I think that video is silly. I think the whole Tesla fucking truck thing is silly. It looks like a fucking cheese wedge. It's not, I mean, like, it'd be cool in, like, an 80s movie, but it's probably not even a car that I would have bought in the 80s. The new Lambo, I didn't really pay attention to it, honestly. The Vision GT. I honestly didn't pay attention to it at all. What do you got against Mercedes, Jake? Don't be hating on my C32. Can't be hating on the supercharged V6. This is like the best Mercedes too. Even though I hear these have a lot of problems. And they're also not the most well-built Mercedes. Mercedes did the bill. Yeah, every line is an angle. But I heard it's like, you know, the way they built it, it had to be all straight angles or whatever. And I'm like, what? I mean, like, it might be kind of safe, but like, bruh. Don't drive like a dum-dum and you'll be fine. I'll stick to my 90s cars that are less safe than newer cars, even though I can see more out of my 90s cars than 2000s cars and 2010s cars. I can't believe the 2010s are almost over. What the fuck? I'm just saying about that now. I'm like, holy shit. I need also, actually, you know what? I have an idea. We're gonna stick this over there. Oh god, what did I just do? So there we go. I can maybe see chat now. Yeah, rip. Like, I don't even like the Countach that much. I don't like the styling of it all too much, and it's a lot better looking vehicle than the fucking Tesla truck. Tesla truck is just silly, in my opinion. One month, yeah. 1 month and like 6 days until 2020. It's crazy. Now we're gonna have 2020 vision. Can stop making the joke of I don't have 2020 vision or whatever. Thank you, Jake. Thank you for your wonderful input. Is my... Oh, it's because the stream's running at 40p on my screen. I was like, why do I see so much bitrate shenanigans going on my preview? It's because it's running at 40p. Makes sense. I honestly forget what the dashboard looks like in the Countach exactly. I know it's very squared off, and that's about it. That's all I remember. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but that's like a lot of 80s cars, though. Just rectangles. Shit, my TC by Maserati has pretty much just rectangles for the interior. Speaking of interiors, I have to consistently remind myself that my car that I drive every day is 25 years old. Because I was like driving down the road the other day, and I'm like, oh wow, there was like a early or late 80s, early 90s Mercury Grey Marquis, and I think it was a Chevy Celebrity. I was like, wow, look at those old ass cars, haha, look at them driving down the road in their old ass cars, and I'm like, those cars are roughly the same year as my car. So I always, because the LS400's like interior is actually like the only thing I can really look at to see that like, hey, this is a 90s car, is like the radio, because it, you know, I mean, I don't even know if it's that, like, you know, there's digital LCD screens for everything. It has a digital odometer. The gauges are really well styled and also very modern looking. It's like, I mean, until you look at the outside of the car, it's like, wow, this car seems like it's from about 2005, but it's not. It's from 1994. That is true, Jake. I can agree with that. For the most part, there's some Japanese cars that definitely show their age very quickly. Looks at like all the subcompact cars. Looks at the Mitsubishi Mirage, the new Mitsubishi Mirage. Why can't the Mirage just be a Lancer again? IS250. What about the IS250? Is the IS250 not a good car? Honestly, the shifter is probably a big, it doesn't... Are you talking about, like, the new one? Or, like, the mid-2000s one? But, honestly, I probably could say that the shifter in the LS400 is very old-looking. Very dated-looking. At least the shifter in my one. And, like, 95... I think they changed it in, like, in the later years. I mean, the IS300 doesn't look super dated. Like, the interior is really fucking cool on those cars. I like the gauge cluster. I love the gauge cluster on those cars. The IS300s. Yeah. That is true, Jake. I can agree with that. Yeah, like, definitely when you look at the outside of my LS400, you can be like, oh yeah, that's a very early 90s car. But from the inside, it just doesn't seem like it. You know, it's got heated seats, it's got, like I said, all the LCD screens, it's got actual displays instead of analog stuff. Yeah, the fucking Z34 has been selling for literally 11 years now. Ah, don't touch me. That is true. It does do that. Because, you know, that car's... I mean, the Frontier's the same way. Fuck, the Nissan Frontier's been on the same generation since 2005. So probably 2004, late 2004 was when they started selling that generation, or this generation of Frontier. And if you buy a base model one that looks identical to a 2005... It's not to say that it doesn't look a little dated, but it's not the most dated looking car out there. I don't even think they have like LED light options for those trucks yet. I'm sure whenever they finally come out with a new generation of it, they might have one, but... And I think actually the Frontier is the smallest truck you can buy now. Because the Colorado and the Ranger are all, I'm pretty sure, a lot bigger than the Frontier. I mean, I'm sure there's differences in them, but like the generation is still the same. Like they've definitely been facelifted and stuff. And I know like the headlights are a little bit different, probably in, you know, grille or whatever. But for the most part, they're very similar to the older ones. That's like how I can spot the exact difference between the first, second, and third series of the LS400 from almost any angle. I've heard of some people importing Nissan Safiro. Safiro? I think that's how you say it. Little spoiler on top of it. Huh. Yeah, Reflexor, I honestly think the same thing. Like, that's a big reason why I specifically buy older cars. I'm not going to go out... Like, the only new car I've been interested in, you know, in a long, long time is the Jeep Gladiator. If I had the money, I would buy a Jeep Gladiator in a heartbeat. But other than that, I'm just like, alright, I'll stick with my late 90s Dodge truck and my early 90s Lexus. Because they're reliable. They're easy to see out of. They have a decent amount of modern conveniences, like, you know, my LS400 has traction control, which is nice. Dual airbags and stuff. I smell S13. Yeah, because it has the skinny or the short headlights, the long and short headlights. Long and short. They're long. They're wide. But short. There we go. Wide is what I was looking for there. I'm gonna take a picture of this car real quick. I just want an FTO, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I've never went wrong with any of my 90s cars. Like, 80s, you're getting back there, because that's, like, beginning of big technology era of car stuff. No, FTO is not you. They may be not perfectly reliable and hard to get parts for, and... not very economic, but FTO, not the FT1. Shit, that's 35, isn't it? Yeah, I'd be sure to get like the top of the line one. At least one with the V6. I would love the V6 with a 5-speed. I mean, that's honestly probably what I'm going to get, honestly. The tiny little 2.0 liter V6 and a 5-speed. It can be any model, honestly, as long as it has those. But the Galant doesn't look that cool, and they sold the Galant in the US, so obviously, bleh. Yeah, I mean, it's just a small car. It's a compact car, so front-wheel drive makes a little bit of sense to me, at least. And they're also cheap as shit too. You can find one. You can find a nice GPX for like $3,500 US. So, and they're becoming, well, they were pretty much legal as of this year, but it's hard to find a 94. 94s seem to not exist very much, but 95s do. Run like crap? What do you mean run like crap? Like, not powerful? They have like, they have 200 horsepower or so, don't they? The V6s. I want to leg them VR4, like fail races. I'm sad to get rid of that, even though I know he's like, yeah, it's got a lot of problems and don't have the money to put into it. So I'm like, yeah, that's understandable. Die, bitch. Haha. But like, Jake, you don't understand that I am a giant Chrysler nerd, specifically Turbo Chryslers. So like, I know about that. I still have a very bad running Chrysler. I mean, it runs moderately okay now. I fixed the spark plug issues. Well, not fixed, but made it better. It needs new spark plug wires. Hella bad. I would love to have a Conquest. At the same time, I'm like, I don't know about that, because the one I drove, the first time I drove it at least, was literally never seeing the car before. Then, oh, Z06 production models available in the Chevrolet dealership. Hanser. 2004, da-da-da-da-da, whatever. It's bugged. I don't want to smack my microphone. May have gotten it. I don't know. Yeah, I think the thing is that they came out in 94, but like they were building them 94 for 95, even though like Gran Turismo has them as 94s. I don't know how that works, but I've only seen the oldest I can find is 95s usually. I think I might have seen one that was labeled as a 94 on the website I was looking at. But the one experience I have with the Chrysler Conquest is driving one like 3 hours back to my old work at the car dealership from an auction. Oh yeah, the AMG Galant. Why not just buy an actual AMG Galant though? Because those exist. But yeah, I mean, the car was fine. Like it drove down the highway fine, but it had a very bad shake at like under 60 miles per hour, which was fantastic. Yeah, I think it's a Galant at least. It might be the no, it's not the, what's the other big car that they had? The not the Diamante, the older one, the 80s one. I guess it was a Galant that had the, there was some sort of AMG Mitsubishi sedan, and I'm pretty sure it was a Galant. Not the fuck, I can't remember the name of the other big sedan. The bigger Mitsubishi sedan from the 80s. That was not the Diamante. But now I just can't think of that. Now I have to think of it. My controller wire was apparently underneath my computer somehow. But yeah, I'd say look up just like Mitsubishi AMG, and you'll find. I thought the VR4 Galant had the shitty engine. What is it? The always blows up. Fuck, I can't remember the name for it. Or the letters. The same engine as the Lancers had, the Evos. 4G63. That's it. The shitty engine. Actually, the 4G63 non-turbo is actually, I've heard, really good. Yeah, the 4G63T was what I was saying of. But I've heard the non-turbo one is actually very reliable. But it's just whenever you slap a turbo on there, they just blow up. That's what I've heard. I don't have any personal experience with the 4G63. I don't think I've ever actually driven a car with a 4G63, now I think about it. Obviously, the Conquest is the what the fuck is? It's the 2.6 Hemi, but with a turbo on it. I can't remember the letters. But yeah, that car was not very comfortable to drive for 3 hours. I have not driven an Evo. That is correct. Sadly. It's sad but true. I've never driven an Eclipse with one either. Eclipse or... Talon. That was the car I was thinking. That was the Talon. Yeah, one day I will. Someday. I'd love to have an Evo 9. Like just a nice Evo 9. Could be an MR. I would drive an MR. I think the Evo 9 is well, I do like the Evo 7. The Evo 7 is actually one I really want, honestly. But sadly, those don't become legal in the US for another 6 years, roughly. But I want an Evo 7 wagon, because I know they exist, and I really want one. I'm pretty sure they only came in automatic, but it doesn't matter to me. I want an Evo 7 wagon. You could probably manual swap it, if anything. Oh god. This race seems like it's taking forever, but it hasn't really been. 1,000 kilometers? Well, that's good to know. I think I like the Evo 7 because it looks like an Evo 8, but it's not an Evo 8. I think that's like the only reason I like it. Evo 8 is oddly enough not very high on my list of Lancers I want. Bug. Like, it's a great car and everything, I'm sure, but I don't know. I feel like everybody has an Evo 8. I don't like the wheels on them, honestly. I don't like the wheels that came on the Evo 8s, at least in the US. The chunky 5 spokes. It's probably like the MRs, because they came with the BBS wheels. Evo 7 GTA with Sealies. I'd buy an Evo 7 RS, I'm not gonna lie. I'd buy an Evo anything RS, honestly. Because they're usually cheap, because they're just really stripped out, because they're super light. You little bitch. Get the hell out of there. Fucking bugs. I do like the Evo 6s and 5s and 4s, though. Actually, like 5s and 6s are probably my... like them. I don't... Was there an Evo 7 RS in the in GT? Because I remember there being an Evo 7 GTA, but I don't know about RS. But anyways, we won. I got a race car. 2003 Opel number 5 OPC Team Phoenix Astra V8. Giving us 16,000. Got some more money. Evo 6 TME, yeah. I think that car's in this game. Actually, I don't think it is. Is it? There's a Mines Evo 6 in this game. I don't remember if there's an actual production one. But anyways, that will conclude this here episode of Forza Motorsport 2. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'm out of here. See ya.